Good morning, dear students. Today is our time with the last lesson in our book, Unit 9, Lesson 5. A tall tale. Tall, we know, tale is a story. The story of Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan. Let us see. Can you see how big is the boy? Can you see how tiny are the people? The houses are very small. The trees, the huge mountain. How strong is he when he can only hold a house with one hand? Let us hear this together. But first we have a question. Is this fiction or non-fiction story? Just if I tell you that this is Paul, is this a fiction or non-fiction? Yes, it's a fiction story. We will listen now to the story and we will find it very interesting, I'm sure.
The story of Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan was the biggest baby ever born. He was a good baby, but he was always very hungry. When Paul was hungry, he cried so loudly that the house used to shake and the windows used to break. The frogs in the pond started wearing earplugs. For breakfast every day, Paul Bunyan's mom and dad fed him 12 eggs, a loaf of bread, 10 bananas, and 24 pancakes with lots of syrup. Pancakes were Paul's favorite food. Paul grew bigger and bigger. He grew 2 centimeters every day. By the time Paul was 7, he was taller than the tallest home in his village. His family decided to move north, where there would be more room for Paul to grow. I am sad to leave our new house, said Paul's mom. Let's take it with us, said Paul. He picked up the house with his mom and dad inside and carried it over the mountains and rivers. Paul went to school, but
That was a part of it, that he became very big and they decided to move north where they can find room for him. Room? Do you mean 4 walls and a ceiling? No. Room means a bigger space. So, some notes before we carry on. Notes about this part only. Fiction, antonym, non-fiction. Not real, real. Loudly, shh, antonym, quietly. Earplugs, earplugs. A small piece of soft material like cotton, wax or plastic that you put in your ear to keep the noise out, or maybe if you're swimming to keep the water out. The earplugs are to block your ears. When you swim, you better put your earplugs on to keep inside your ear dry. Fed, that's a verb in past. Feed is its present. The mother feeds her baby. Yes, sure. A loaf of bread, that's a single piece of bread. The loaf is the unit. We can talk about the bread using this unit. We have in Europe, not here in Egypt, the loaf of bread is a huge one and can be used for more than one day for the whole family. It's a very big one. So, syrup, that's a very sweet, thick liquid. Like some desserts here we make in Egypt, mom can pour some syrup on to make it very sweet. grew. This is also a verb in past. The present of it is grow. Now we will carry on with Paul Bunyan's story.
He was too big to fit inside the school building. He had to lie outside on the grass and watch through the window. After school, the children used to come and play with Paul, but sometimes he felt lonely. "What's the matter?" Paul's mom asked. "I wish I had a friend who was my size," Paul said to his mom. One winter, there was a huge snowstorm. Paul heard something crying outside. He went out in the storm to see who was there. He dug through the snow and found a baby ox. A very big baby ox, just the right size to be Paul's friend. The ox was so cold that it had turned blue. Paul brought the ox inside. He called the ox Babe. Paul and Babe, the blue ox, became best friends. They loved wrestling together. At night, Paul used to read bedtime stories to Babe. On his 18th birthday, Paul's parents gave him a huge axe for cutting down trees. Paul loved his axe. He could cut down a tree with a single swing of his axe. "I'm going to be a logger," said Paul. Paul and Babe, the blue ox, set out to the big forests.
So, now we have notes about this part. So, 2:2. Do you remember this since Unit 6? The boy was too big to fit inside. Could the boy fit inside the house? No. 2:2. Can't. And it must be an adjective after the first two and a verb of infinitive after the second two. The baby was too, adjective, big, too, verb in infinitive, fit inside. Fit, have the correct size of something. The shirt fits me. The shirt has the correct size of myself. Lie, lay, lain, present, past, past participle. My dad likes lying a little after lunch. Snowstorm, a strong wind blowing a heavy fall of snow. The snowstorm was so bad we can't go out today. Dug, past, dig, present. Break up and move the soil. To break up and move the soil, that's digging. The dog dug and buried the bone. Then we have wrestling, that's gerund, out of the verb wrestle. Wrestling is an interesting sport. Wrestling is an interesting sport. Axe, that's an axe. What is the boy holding? And usually it's used by the loggers to cut down logs. Logger are the people who can cut down the wood, the logs. Swing, move from one side to the other. One swing of his axe. Logger, a person who cuts down the trees and wood. The logger cuts the tree with one swing of his axe. So, alone, lonely, these are adjectives. Next part.
group of strong men, and together they became a team of loggers. The men cut down trees with their axes, and they dragged the logs to a long, curvy river. The logs floated down the river to the town where they were sold. Paul and the loggers worked so fast that the river filled with logs. The logs got stuck in the curves of the river. Paul hitched bait to the end of the river. They pulled and pulled until the river was straight. The logs became unstuck and floated quickly to the town. All the loggers loved eating. Just like Paul, their favorite food was pancakes. But the cook only had one small grill. He couldn't make enough pancakes for everyone to eat. So one day, Paul dug some metal out of a mountain and made a grill as big as a lake. He gave the grill to the cook. "This grill is perfect," said the cook. The cook's helpers put pieces of butter on their feet and skated around the grill. The cook made hundreds of pancakes. The lumberjacks and they ate pancakes until they couldn't eat any more.
That was the story of Paul Bunyan. Let us get the notes of this part. We have set out. Set out means a start something. Set out for, and definitely there is a noun after for. They set out for the big forest. So they started the little trip to go to the big forest. Number 3, dragged. That's past of drag. Because of the short vowel, G got doubled before the ED. Dragged. Log, a big piece of wood. The logger dragged the log to the river. Then we have curvy, that's an adjective, having the shape of many curves. Curvy, antrim straight. Then, float. Float, the antrim is sink. When you throw a piece of plastic in the water, does it go down or stay on the top? Yes, it stays on the top. It floats. But if you throw a piece of metal, a coin of £1, it will sink. It will sink. Then we have stuck. Stuck means blocked. Hitch. When you hitch, you tie around. The man hitched his horse to the cart. The carts are dragged by the horses. To make the cart move, you should hitch it to the horse. You should tie the cart to the horse. That's hitching. Griddle. The griddle is the little frying pan that mom uses in the kitchen to make pancakes for us. As, adjective, as tall as big as huge as. They are equal. Good job. Now, skate. Skate when you move on ice or on something slippery. Lumberjack is another name for the logger. And we can see these two children are skating, and we will see something very interesting. The griddle that mom can use to cook. That was the notes of this part. This is also some sentences we had out of the story, and we will get to know if it's false or true. Paul Bunyan's parents were very big. No, they were not. They were usual people. When Paul was a child, he learned to read. That's right, he was going to the school. wanted a friend his own size. Yes, this is why he wished to have Babe. Paul met Babe, the blue ox, in the summer. No, there was a snowstorm. Snowstorms are only in winter. Babe and the blue ox was very strong. Yes, of course, that's true. Paul's favorite food was bananas. No. Do you remember his favorite food? What was it? Exactly, pancakes. Which of these words describe Paul Bunyan? Do you think Paul Bunyan is a hero? Why or why not? This is a question for you. I would say Paul Bunyan is a hero because he helped the lumberjacks and he did a very good job there. So for them, he was a hero. What can describe Paul Bunyan out of these adjectives? Enormous, angry, kind, strong, quiet, scary, friendly, helpful. What will you choose? I will choose enormous because his size. I will choose kind because he helped the loggers to make the river straight for their wood to go down to the town. Of course, he's strong. What else? It was one single swing of his axe to cut down a tree. Quiet? No, I don't think so. Do you remember when he was a baby? The frogs used to use earplugs. Scary? No, definitely not. Friendly? Of course. Helpful? Of course. You can tell me, how can you describe Paul Bunyan your way? That's possible. Or maybe you have other reasons to give him more of these adjectives as you like. Now, there is an only little part we will start here. How can we make what we call it compound words? What we call it compound words. Two words, two separate words, when they are compound together, we can have another one. Bedroom to become a bedroom. Snow, birth, pan, bed, time, storm, day, cake. This is your exercise to show me if you can make 4 new compound words out of these 2 columns. Are you ready? Snow, storm. I would also combine bed with time. That's also possible. I will say birth, day. Perfect. I will say pancake. I will say bedtime. So now we can easily make a compound word. Time for exercise. No one feels. Okay. After feels, should I use an adjective or an adverb? I need, because I describe feelings. I need space of bread. Many, a loaf, much. He space on the sofa yesterday. Lie, lay, lane. My younger brother is noisy. I will put on my earplugs. When you finish your work, you can start a trip to Cairo. We need to underline, use the synonym of the underlined word. My favorite sport is wrestle. Is that correct? No. So we should correct that. Number 1, no one feels. Perfect. Lonely. I need of bread, a loaf. He on the sofa lay. My younger brother is noisy. I will put on my earplugs. Good job. What should I use as a synonym for start? when you finish your work, we can set out for a trip to Cairo. My favorite sport is wrestling. That was all for today. Hope you had a good time. Thank you all and see you.